I can't miss it and then turn around and talk about it. Okay. Today we're going to talk about the do's and don'ts of practice. We could get into this for hours. We're going to try to keep it short for you. There's a lot of do's, a lot of don'ts, but most importantly, we do want to practice. So the first do and don'ts, we do not want to throw our first shot at 100%. I don't care how much stretching you've done, I don't care how much warming up you've done, your hand and body are not prepared for your first shot down the lane to be at 100%. So please do warm up yourself. 10 minutes of practice, spend the first few minutes of your practice session, or when you're out practicing bowling through a game, spend the first few frames warming yourself up to it. Go slow, go 20% the first shot, 40 the next shot, 70. When I'm practicing, if you watch my other video, I take quite a few shots to warm up. So hopefully you guys are doing the same. As you can see, what do? We go through our pre-shot routine. Why? Because we're trying to build good habits. Please do not go to practice and just rapid fire shots the whole time. You're not building good habits at all. You're not even probably looking where you're standing half the time. So we do go through our pre-shot routine. Make every shot count. Practice with a purpose. And again, we don't throw temper tantrums if they don't strike. The second do and don't is we do not throw temper tantrums at practice. You're going to throw bad shots, especially if you're actually working on something. If you're going to practice expecting to strike every shot, I'm sorry, you're going to go home very unhappy. So what do? We take that and we say, we can do better. And we're going to do better on the next shot, focusing on the right things, whatever you're working on that day. One of the most important do's in a practice session is practice what you're trying to work on. How many times I've had a lesson come to me and I teach them the perfect drills to work on something to progress their game, and I see them next time and they said, well, I went and bowled a few games, I shot 585. I'm like, cool, how many times did you do the drill? Did it work? Oh, I actually didn't, but I'm feeling much better. So please, when you go get a lesson and they teach you drills, whether it's the one-step drill, no-step drill, work on them. They're there for a reason, and if we really want to progress ourselves, drills, generally speaking, are the fastest way to do it. And again, we do not want to go in with the expectation of striking every shot. We're really not practicing with a purpose at that point. Okay, well, you probably guessed it. I'm going to say we do shoot spares at practice. However, that was a pretty poor attempt by me, so I'm going to have to shoot a couple more after this. But we do shoot spares. Every coach you talk to, hey, how do I get better? Make more spares. How many people are losing 30 pins a game in spares? So many. But 10 minutes every practice session, working on spares, building good habits, it goes a long, long way. I really wish I could remind my younger self of that, because I'd be a way better spare shooter now. I believe one of the biggest do's and don'ts is we do want to practice our weaknesses. Over the weekend, I bowled a tournament where I struggled playing to the right. I thought on the fresh was the best way to play them. Physically, I couldn't keep up. So what am I going to do today? I'm going to practice on my weakness and hopefully turn it into a strength. We do not want to go into practice and do the only thing we're good at. I see, especially with young two-handers right now, it's so cool that you can hook the whole lane, and it's great to do sometimes in competition or league. It's not the only thing you want to be good at. You want to practice your weaknesses. Play all over the lane. Do practice playing different arrows. Another important do and do not is we do want to practice things that don't require throwing a full shot. When I do a practice, you'll see me doing a lot of practice drills, practice swings, getting a feel for what I'm trying to create. It's very important to do drills. There's so many drills you can do at home, whether it's rolling a ball onto your couch. Any parents that watch this, if they break anything, it's not on me. Sometimes you can set a pillow up at the end of the hallway, get into a one-step drill, roll the ball on the floor, right? A lot of things you can do. We do not want to just go in and just throw shots all day. Yes, we will eventually get better, but it really, really takes a much longer time if you're not working on the things essential to your growth in the game. Another very important do and don't is we do write down notes about our swing. What feels good, what feels bad. Every day you might feel different about your game. Today I have a really good swing thought, and so always write it down, whether it's in a notebook, on your phone. Write down the good swing thoughts. That way the next day you have it in your memory, or you have a reminder of what to get you going, get a jump start. We do not, again, want to just throw shots and then you have something good really going, and then when you wake up 2 days later and it doesn't feel as good, we don't want to forget it. Another do and do not, we don't always need a bowling ball to work on some things, right? So many times when I have a lesson and we're working on release, we're using the basketball, working on the way you rotate it, using the football, working on the way you rotate it, working on the way you release it. So many ways. We do not always need to put a bowling ball in our hand to get better. A very important aspect in practice that is a do is you do take your time. Quality over quantity. Can't tell you how many times, even as a kid when I was younger, I'd bowl 3 games in 20 minutes. It was cool and all, but did I learn anything? Not really, right? Take your time. When you bowl competition, you bowl 4 games of competition, it might take you 4 hours. So why, when you practice, you bowl 4 games in 25 minutes? It's just not realistic. Make sure you practice with a purpose. Take your time. Make good quality shots. You'll get way more out of your practice. That could not have been more perfect for this do and don't. We do enjoy the good shots. We relish in them, right? So many people, we talk about the half empty, half full cup, right? Be half full. When you throw a shot and you love it and it feels good and then you get a good result, enjoy it for a second. Take it in, take that feeling in. We want to recreate that as many times as possible. I do not throw messengers very often, so that was perfect. I think a very important do and do not is, when able, practice with your friends. Perry couldn't be here with me tonight, but he's always here in spirit. Perry's always watching me, getting some shots in, and I think he liked that one. And for the love of God, please do not practice in your street shoes when you have bowling shoes. Like, you're creating the worst habits. A lot of do's and don'ts, right? And I could have probably kept going. They just pop up all the time, especially when I watch anybody practice. I mean, I see so many do's and don'ts, but hopefully you actually take something out of this video. Take your practice a little more seriously. I'm not asking you to not go enjoy like Saturday night with your friends. Bowl 5 games, strike as much as you want, but if you're really trying to progress, you're trying to get that college scholarship, you're trying to get to the PBA tour, practice with a purpose. Do the right things and try to stay away from some of the wrong things. Thanks for watching. If you like what you see, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss a video.